Times have been tough, no doubt about it. Tough on all of us. But you know what? So be it. The Workers Club. I love the name.
Do we want to start by talking about the Sean Oliver stuff?
We can, but I have a breaking Bret Hart
okay.
update.
Yeah, sure. No.
Play his music. I'll edit it in. This is a quote from Gunther. Okay. I think it is obvious that in ring he is one of the best to ever do it. Very enjoyable. He was very popular in Germany and Australia when I was growing up. He was a big superstar there. So there you go. However, why it made news is the second half. I think we mentioned it, but I don't remember it. He said, "I don't forget." And what that man said during my match in Cardiff was not mentioning nice things after that. I don't know what that means, but did Bret say... Wasn't Bret, not interested?
Yeah, he was asked about what it was like being there, and he was just like, yeah, the wrestling stunk. He wasn't a fan. He was like, yeah, they trotted me out there. I waved to the crowd, That was at Clash of the Castle, right?
Yeah. So the Sean
do we have
Oliver
any breaking
stuff.
news on that, or it is what it is?
No, he was so responsive to me. And then he's like, we got to move the date. I'm like, cool. Can we do it a week from this past Monday? Because I think this is the week he's in Florida. And he never got back to me.
So we should say, okay.
So I'm not trying to press it, but maybe this weekend I'll hit him up.
This is what happened was, after we recorded that first episode, where we talked about, I bet this guy would talk about the book.
Yeah. Go ahead, explain it.
So you did. You reached out to him, and you said,
reached out.
I have some questions, and
yes, we're doing it. Here's some questions,
and he responded. Sean Oliver responded. What do you guys do interviews? What if I just came on the podcast?
Yeah.
First, he tissed you, being like, it's not a wrestling book. Because you said it was a wrestling book podcast.
Yes.
Even though you said we don't do, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be hardcore. It has to just be tangentially related.
Yes.
And so we lined up a date. Then we had a conversation of, well, we just buried this book. Now what do we? How do we approach this interview? And I think we did. The questions we came up with, it was a very nice line.
Yes.
Then we recorded the erotica because we were trying to punt it back because he was doing he was on vacation. We got bumped for Enzo and Kevin Nash.
Yep.
And now he's ghosted. Maybe he had such a fun time about that. Or we find.
Well, he posted on Twitter. Did you see he was at Back to the Future, the musical?
Okay.
So that's what he's doing.
Okay.
In Florida,
well,
I suppose.
So we posted the the episode, and
but see, he had kind of ghosted me before that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna shoot down.
I'm saying though he will. I think he will listen. You do not think he will listen. I think he will. If he was willing to go on. Or maybe he listened to Bret Hart and he was like, man, these guys buried Bret Hart. What are they going to do to me? Who knows? Who knows what's in that man's mind? I don't. I'm now 30 chapters in on this
thing. I just realized I unsubscribed to Click This, his podcast with Nash.
Oh.
I need to add him back and listen to the last few. Just
You think?
Just
I
to
think
hear
we
it.
would have. Do we have an email yet? I think we would have heard about it by now if somebody was like trying to. Hey, like,
Our
well, no, not
fans
his
would have
fans, but
written
like
in.
maybe the Sean Oliver Nation would have attacked us.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I don't look at the review. Is our feed like review bombed?
No, no reviews at
That's
all.
good.
Unless I'm openly flaming somebody. This happened this week, and he like
Mhm.
listened, and he called you boring, or one of us. He
It's
said it
okay
was a
if he calls me
boring show.
Who are you? Wait, who are you? Wait, I haven't heard flaming in so long. Yeah,
I'm
I
from the
know.
old.
I
Okay,
know.
I teach these kids what
I
it's
know.
like on the internet.
Who are you
Message
flaming that
boards. and-
that listen? First of all, if somebody was insulting me, I don't know if I'd be like, okay, well, guess what? I'm gonna listen to.
They
Yeah, I
fucking listen
know.
though.
I
They
wouldn't do
listened.
that.
Right. I would insult you from afar based on your looks or what I can find about you quickly. I would not listen to the fucking podcast.
This guy listened, and then he gave you his take on it as well.
Well, he listened because I was already
Oh.
insulting him, and he needed a reason to
Oh.
insult me.
Well, did he know which one is which? Do we even say our names? Yeah.
No.
Oh,
We do, but yeah, I
I'm
don't know.
Wilson. He's
No, I guess
Larry.
we don't. Yeah, we've never. I'm gonna edit that. I don't like that. I thought about that actually. You've never said who was who.
You're gonna clip that out.
Yeah.
Well, I think that one episode with Larry Nelson, I was like, 2 Larrys?
Yeah, so that's true.
So yeah,
You gotta be a
you're gonna have to
hardcore
go.
fan to remember
Yeah,
that,
you're
though.
to dig deep. I guess we could start talking about this dumb book. It's bad.
Yeah,
It's bad.
it's weird.
Dare I
It's,
say
structure.
lazy?
You can. say
So, chapter 15 of Sean Oliver's first fiction novel, Sophie's Journal. We're in the wire, baby.
that is exactly what I wrote, except actually about a completely
Okay.
different part, though. A part
All right.
not
Yeah.
drug related. It's another wire reference.
It's Frederick Douglass Park, and the kids like to cut through it after school, and every day Cathy would see students from her school doing so. And she sees a lot of hand-to-hand drug transactions, quote-unquote, going down in broad daylight at 3 p.m. So what I wrote, I remembered, I said, oh, so this is not MLK Boulevard, because earlier, he wrote, when you're driving down MLK Boulevard at 3 p.m., shit, it was calm, but shit could go down. The geography starts getting...
He said that on
about
MLK.
MLK Boulevard in Carson, New Jersey. In this fictional...
Okay.
There's no Carson, right? I looked up Carson. I couldn't find one. Am I dumb?
It's like the name of an unincorporated part
Okay.
of right. I'm looking at Carson Mills, Robinson Township.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'm a little...
It's Jersey City, probably, because he says it's on the water.
Yeah.
There's high rise.
There's a definitive line
Sounds like Jersey City to me.
between
Yeah.
everything. I did write, she's not the narrator. Oh, so yes, I started really, because we talked about it, I started really paying attention to whose point of view are we coming at, or is this an omniscient,
You do that a lot.
Is this Sean Oliver, the narrator, talking? Who's talking to me? And
I mean, I do have more quibbles with that this week in terms of just the language he uses. But yeah, it's him.
floats
I
in and
guess
out.
it's an.
it'll float in. I
You think so?
Yeah, I have.
But you know what? In that first
Yeah.
bit we read, we would have italics for people's
Yep.
thoughts. And I guess we get that from Cathy a little bit here when she's talking to Sophie.
We'll see.
So.
My touchstone is George R.R. Martin because he writes, Jon Snow, but he writes from, the feelings. He'll be like, John felt this, but but he won't say who the other people are feeling like. Okay, anyway.
We need to have a deeper discussion about that
About-
one day. Because it's something I never pay attention to.
I know I probably
And now I'm wondering, like, the books I enjoy, what does the narrator know?
if it's maybe I am thinking about it too hard, but I feel like if it's bad, it bothers me, and if I'm not noticing it and I'm in the story, I'm like, it's good.
Sure.
So, I'm trying to read my notes. You can. What? It was just part of the landscape. Oh, she's talking about Sean.
She's just driving home and she sees
Yeah,
some
and
drug
everybody
deals.
just accepts it. Oh, okay. This is what I was thinking about the narrator thing too. It was just part of the landscape. Everyone assumed you couldn't realistically do anything about the factories billowing God knows what into the air, firmly in view across the bay. Was this really different? I know. That's right. I wrote, yes, you can realistically do something about companies polluting. I mean, it takes work and effort and legislature, but then the one-to-one of being like, and drug deals. It's all.
Well, I think Sean's just partaking in whataboutism.
And then I was like, wait, so is Cathy thinking this, or is this the narrator just going off on something?
Sean does do that more
Yeah.
in these couple chapters, where he's really on, like, it's
He's.
this is something you should just tell your friends
I wrote,
about. Maybe,
like,
or
I
I
wrote
don't
like
know.
Sean's got takes. She's on MLK Boulevard again, and carried along by the string of apartment buildings, dusty bodegas, and Dominican blowout salons. This was the West Side, and I really did hear Sean's voice when I read that.
in that audiobook.
I might get that book. I might.
Well, could you just take the clip and do some AI stuff with
I
it?
probably could. I could probably take some of his interview stuff and just like type in this.
So this next whole paragraph, I just wrote Sean versus gentrification.
Yep, pretty much. He's describing the divide.
You know what this neighborhood used to be
Yeah.
like? It's him complaining at the pizza shop. That's been a Starbucks is next to it. He's angry about it.
Gym memberships, rustic tapas restaurants. He
A dozen sushi options at
I know. It's very yes.
We got a couple neighborhoods like that.
I thought about mine and I was like, why does Omaha have some? I did it. I doxed myself. But why do they have so? There should not be this much sushi in this town. Let's see. The Tale of Two Carsons. He's talking about different. He's talking about like school violence and schools and the differences in the
downtown's a little different than the outside of Jersey
and I just
City,
wrote,
Carson.
she works at an elementary school. Like, what? This isn't, what was it, Michelle Pfeiffer, Coolio movie?
Dangerous
this isn't
Minds.
Dangerous Minds. Nor has anything alluded that it is, other than it's in the poorer part of the town.
There is a metal detector, but is
I
that
feel like
normal
at
at
this,
schools now?
after yes, an officer or more, and then metal detectors. It depends, I think, but definitely officer presence is normal in most, if not all, schools.
The punch up is the last sentence of that paragraph. In all ways, disparity abounds in Carson.
Yes. Yes, he does a couple of those. Here's one. The long fingers of the various highways on ramps.
Oh, yes. What does that mean? I've never heard them described as fingers.
Well, Cathy sped forward into its grasp. I mean, she drove down the road. So her sister calls her, and Cathy goes, "Hey, you old dyke!" And I went, "Oh, here's a Sean reveal. Amy's gay, or Ami possibly, but and that's how, because he's established in this book that he's going to drop something, and then you're going to go, I'm confused. Did I miss something? And you got to wait a couple paragraphs. And then he goes into it.
Yep.
So there's shift.
That's. I think in that writing book we reviewed last week, that's called The Tease and the
I
Reveal.
see.
Didn't we read that he studied
yes.
the rules to screenwriting book? Or...
Yes, that's too. So when you were reading, I was listening back because I was like, how hard were we on him? And then I was listening to it. You know, we were hard, but we also explained why we were saying what we were saying. And those tweets that you found where he's talking about his writing and stuff, that's appalling. I'm thinking of major authors. I don't even think they talk about their work like that.
That's very true. I was just going to make that point. Right.
My first book, very special to me.
Just send another book off to the editor. Tweet. Like,
okay, so there's a shift. Now we're from Amy's perspective, or at least the camera's lifted up and now it's over here.
Yes.
I've noticed in these 15 chapters we read that it's very much like he's seeing it like Bret Hart, like a movie. And it's like, because I'll read a passage and go, why was that in here? If I was watching it, I'd be like, oh, it's that little 30 seconds to explain something or fill, I don't know what. Yeah. But as a book, I'm going, what the fuck? The 35-year-old lowered herself.
Should I? Hang on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to derail you again. I shouldn't even say this.
Oh, God. But, what? Hold on. What?
If I posed as someone interested in optioning the screenplay.
That's so mean.
It's gonzo journalism.
No, that would create...
I want to know how much it's going to take.
That would take...
Does he want rights on picking the producer or the lead actor?
Definitely wants.
Actress?
He's executive producer. He's got a hand in the casting. He's been waiting his whole life. He wants a part.
But he's the voice of the furnace in The Sixth Sense.
Is he?
Yeah, I remember that was.
You think they would get the guy from Home Alone?
Credit. Or the voice. Maybe it's not a furnace. Maybe I'm conflating. It's like the voice of a demon or something.
I'll have to watch that again.
A ghost, not a demon.
I'll have to watch that. See if I can hear his tone. Is it just him, or do they alter his voice?
No, if this all gets listened to, now it's totally.
The questions? Because he said you might want to catfish him?
No, what I've said in the past 5 minutes.
What? You were gonna be?
We'd definitely make it a no.
We're kidding. We wouldn't do that.
Of course.
You don't think he immediately got nervous if he were to listen and you were like, could you take his voice and mess with and clone it with AI? And I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
God.
So the 35-year-old lowered herself and closed her eyes. That's Amy, the sister. And we learned she's sick. And she came out Cathy.
She's
got cancer. It's a lot of backstory. Do you have any?
She's like a yuppie. She's successful.
But she's also hip. They keep drilling that home. She's hip. She's all about it.
Yeah.
Lil Sis was a trip. Okay, so this is how Amy describes Cathy. And I think this is the first description of Cathy, I think. She was pretty, so smart, and went into a career because she thought it was a calling. Is that the first description?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I mean, other than her thinking she was heavy as it is.
Bernie the cat hopped on the couch and sprawled on Amy's chest, but it doesn't say it's a cat right away, and I thought it was a person at first, and so I underlined it, and I was like, that's odd. And then I kept reading.
I knew it was going to be a cat.
I just was like, what a weird way to a friend to behave. But it's a cat, and... a
fucking Maine Coon.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with cats. Is that a good?
Those are giant.
Okay.
That's like.
There you go. I'm guessing Sean has one.
I hope not.
Or did he Google big cat? I mean, I don't know. I could.
It's a chic
Okay,
thing
is
to
it?
have
Okay.
if you're. Obviously, in cat world, there's not as much as the dogs, like where people want a
Yeah.
breed. But if they do, that's the one they want.
Say something about me that if I was writing something and I wouldn't make anybody own a cat, 'cause then I would have to Google cat types and think about it, and I don't want to do that. So she calls her friend Barbara, and she says, you know, hey, I need you to watch my cat. I'm going away for a while. But she's basically saying, I have recently received bad news. I'm going to die, and so I need someone to take care of my cat. But they're acting like it's just temporary.
Wait. She didn't say quite that. She just said, I thought she kind of hints it to Barbara because she says, I'm going to be tired for a couple weeks.
Yeah, she kind of.
Not that she's going away. And she says, it's hard, you know, with the food.
Yeah, she goes. Yeah.
So what are you thinking?
Well, she says that she had bad news, right? That she got bad news recently.
Does she say that?
No,
to Barb?
it's to her thinking to herself.
When?
I don't know. I didn't underline it because I was like,
yeah, I don't know
let's
what you mean by
see.
bad. No, she like hems and haws, but she just says, I gotta ask you something.
Man, I don't know. I thought I took something away from her thinking to herself, I guess.
And it says it's her best friend. Although couldn't risk hurting her family with.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, are you thinking, and I hope this doesn't happen in the last two chapters I didn't read, is Amy going to kill herself?
No. I think Amy's just,
okay.
I took it, I read it. This is Sean. Sean is arms are folded going, they don't even fucking get it, these dumb assholes.
I know. I've thought about that.
You know what? It's confusing in here, Sean.
Yeah. What vibe are you
that she knows that she's probably going to die of cancer, and so she's asking her friend to take care of the cat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'd agree with that.
She's trying to be composed and be like, yeah, it's just temporary, but she knows it's for longer. The call was over, and they both understood. So the next chapter starts.
It's Cathy's birthday party.
Yep. Which they had talked about. I'm guessing it's the same night or possibly the next day. It's tough telling. We last left off. She wrote the prompt careers. That was the last thing.
Oh, that was in 14. That's correct. Well, yeah,
we haven't gone back to school yet. Things have changed. I wrote. Yeah. She's okay. I'm trying to. That's the thing. We're with Amy, and then now we're back in this place, which I thought was a house, but it turns out it's an apartment. Her family's gathering. It's mom and dad and Amy and Mark, the husband. She's talking. Who's she talking to here? Her mom or?
Well, she's talking to mom, and we confirm that she is not seeing a therapist.
Yes. And she says, "Oh, she's talking about the principal, the woman, not giving her that position she wants." And she says, Cathy here says, I feel like she can hear me thinking how stupid she is when she talks. I feel like it's all over my face like a billboard. And I thought back to their conversation, and I'm like, is Cathy a liar? She got just run roughshod by old Principal Lewis, and now she's presenting like, oh man, it must come across to her that I think she's so stupid. What do you think?
Why do you think those are conflating opinions?
Well, I don't
ideas?
Think the author is good enough to write a complex person.
If anything, I thought that was Sean kind of explaining. Remember when the fucking principal was speaking like I was about to say.
Well, here, this is why I guess we're confused. Yeah, no.
Remember, she was speaking like in tongues. I'm like, so she is stupid, and she's afraid of teachers who are smarter than her.
I can't tell between bad writing and people being stupid. This is why I'm struggling. I can't figure out if it's just him being stupid or the characters are stupid. Because I'm like, well, maybe it's a complex. Cathy's presenting this version of herself, and I'm like, well, he's not good enough to do that. So I'm just like, so Cathy's a liar, or he forgot the last conversation he wrote, or then.
But why do you call her a liar?
Because that's not what happened. I
guess is
kind of
what
took
I'm-
the last conversation she had with Principal Lewis as like Principal Lewis was owning her, and I don't think that was in the conversation at all. Like, oh man, this stupid woman. Oh man, what a dunce. It was,
No, that she didn't think it to herself.
and
That's
then
true.
the principal was just like, "Shut up."
I just don't necessarily. Yeah. I don't think it precludes it, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's fine.
I wouldn't call Cathy a liar.
Well,
A horrible teacher,
I
an
think
idiot.
she is a little bit because
lot of
she will
things.
tell people that this girl is writing these things in this book, and
Well, that is a lie. Yes.
she's writing about a suicide, and they're like, it's about a plane, about her flying. So she's once again they have a thing where the dad's like, I read you this book all the time, and I called it was Bear Amos, and I called it Bear Ass Amos, and everybody kind of like having a laugh. And once again, one of these things where he has to write. He's not committing to this father-daughter thing. Like the dad was a good guy. I guess he was a drunk, but like then Cathy has to be like, oh yeah, that thing. Then she still hates him, or I don't know.
I felt that too. But go back to 83. The first line starting this section. So later in the evening, Jean and Mark filled in 2 of dining room seats.
I didn't notice that the last time.
That's a weird sentence.
Yeah, no. Filled in 2 of dining room seats. There's a couple of those. I did catch another one where it's like, who edited this?
Right. And then on this page you're talking about, 84, maybe it's part of me being slow. He's not always clear who's speaking.
No.
And it's a little, because he'll use pronouns too much. She. I'm like, well, we got 3 women in here, Sean. So there were a few times where I'm like, I don't know who's going back and forth here.
I think he's just.
But they're telling Cathy stories.
Yeah, they're telling
blah, blah,
Cathy
blah.
stories. Amy excuses herself to the and the dad tells the Bear Ass Amos is the book.
Yeah.
And then Amy excuses herself, and
Cathy goes to get matches.
Yep.
And she sees her sister's got a wig on, and that chills her to
Cathy's
the bone.
blood ran cold. And I was like,
does her family
that's
not
where I was
know?
going, how can Cathy be surprised if you know your sister? What a thing also to manage to keep. I guess because he does right. The one she had looked so much like her original hairstyle.
Right.
Which original hairstyle? What a phrase. Original. Her usual hairstyle.
The first one.
But yeah, I guess she's keeping it away from him because she's absolutely shocked that her sister has received chemotherapy and or some kind of I'm so blanking on words tonight. This is going to be bad. She is what. I'm struggling on what to describe somebody being taken care of by the doctors. I am at my dumbest right now. I cannot. Treated.
Okay.
Her sister's been treated by something.
Yes. Okay.
And she's lost her hair, and she's shocked. My goodness. It's going to be bad. I can already tell. I'm having trouble grabbing words.
Okay.
So.
This 17, this is the Wire chapter.
Oh, yeah.
Season 4 of The Wire, about the education. They got that long diatribe about teaching for the test.
All these notes. That's when my notes start picking up. These pages are bad. Interventionist, yeah. Oh, yeah, yep. At the top of 87, I put Sean has thoughts on education. The ladies shared a gallows humor chuckle as they talk about like different things, the way different programs are called. We meet Miss Peralta, the art teacher. And okay, I wrote what here because I didn't understand what. Cathy and Norma got to their respective rooms and went in. Miss Peralta, the art teacher, was in with Cathy's homeroom class, and the children were all working with markers. I was like, wait a minute. I thought that at first I thought that this class was for whatever reason, a period in the elementary school children's day.
I mean, we talked about how it's weird that English is taught all day to the same kids.
Yes, because she's like, these are my kids.
Or so as it's presented to us.
Yes. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but she only teaches writing, it seems. And now she's got a homeroom. She's calling it the homeroom class, which typically means, you know, you have a set of students that are unrelated to anything else that show up in the morning and then in the afternoon or whatever. Or possibly just in the morning. Whatever. Like you get like 15 minutes before your next segment of the thing.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but then the art teacher's in there, and she's giving them an assignment.
Now listen, this is kind of the way my elementary school was. We moved as a class, so we'd have a homeroom teacher. So let's say 6th and 7th grade, there's 2 6th grade teachers, 2 7th grade teachers. That's it. You'd have your homeroom teacher, but she'd teach you like half the subjects. But then you'd go to the other 6th grade guy for social studies, and then science the other lady, and reading that lady. And then my homeroom taught me everything else. So I was in there long. That would line up.
I agree.
I
guess I wasn't like, wait, why is the art teacher? I guess I should have. Well, okay, here's the thing.
It still is not ever very clear.
In my mind, all the teachers have their own classroom. And to be in my elementary school, first they would come, and then everyone got their own room eventually through expansion or whatever.
Okay, sure.
And like you said, you walked to that class or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but then she calls it the homeroom class, and I'm like, homeroom class? You mean the kids, your usual kids? I'm confused. Yeah. Are they working? Are they moving around all the rooms? What are they doing?
Again, it could just be a limited movement like I had. Or it was only for 3 specific subjects. So you did have your kids for half the day.
This happens where I disagree. The art teacher goes, I'm making them work on book covers. You might want to tie that into a lesson or something. Have them do the text for it. And I'm going,
I'm not a
lady,
teacher. Lady,
I already got my lesson plan. What the fuck? Like, what are you giving me something?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's backwards planning. That's
I mean, especially because the fucking art teachers are a joke.
I was like, the art teacher is like, hey, just had them draw book covers. Maybe they write a book. I don't know. It's like, get out of here, Peralta. But then that also goes, does she just teach writing?
I know.
So then one of my favorite characters, Michael Castro, he's just Michael now. But next to AJ, they love football because he goes, look at my book cover. It's about Eli Manning. And I was like, and she just goes, oh, cool. And I was like, AJ and Mike.
I thought that was a little detached, yeah.
Michael loves football. AJ loves football because AJ was the one about the Jets game, had the stand-up routine.
Yeah.
Jets, Giants, they need to be friends. So then somebody else, Jocelyn, bounds up, and she goes, this is My Little Pony book cover. And I was like, what? I did write, tell Peralta to shut the fuck up. I wrote that. I said, what happened to the prompts? Like, I'm waiting. I'm like, waiting on, like, is this career prompts or what? So they're all like, hey, they all want praise. And she goes, okay, class, hang on. Let's make a pile of the journals on my desk, and I will take them home and look at them today. So I guess our class was last period. I was like, I wrote class over? What is this? What's happening? It was nearly 5:30, and Cathy was so comfortable and calm. I wrote, "What? This is new." She could have easily forgotten to go home. It's 5:30, by the way. She was tucked into a big leather love seat at Starbucks. I wrote, what a fancy Starbucks. I only ever see tables, and I mean, I guess it depends on location, but where it's at and what kind of building it's in. But I started having like little quibbles here about what Sean thinks a Starbucks looks like and what's happening in a Starbucks.
Okay.
So she's calm. Cathy's calm because she's drawing a woman that's in the Starbucks, and her hair was entrancing, bouncing around as she laughed and smiled with her friends. They sipped hot beverages in white cups and seemingly had it all. I just wrote LOL. It's like apparently Cathy is looking at another woman in the Starbucks laughing with friends and is like, damn, she's got it all. It's not like she's like an old woman. She's in her 30s, early 30s.
I mean, that's how that's how I got through papers in college. Like calling coffee hot beverages in white cups. That's how you pad out the word count. Like, what is that? Why would you would never say that in conversation.
After reading some of this, I'm surprised Sean didn't like offer up a drink, a specific drink that he would think somebody like that would drink.
Yeah.
Sean doesn't have a hot take on the very specific orders somebody might order in a Starbucks. I'm sure he has thoughts. Let's see. So the girl, though, on her pad was turning and laughing, standing before a fountain in the courtyard. Her sundress danced with the suggestion of a breeze, lost in the peace. Her sketches whispered into her body. This is Cathy. She'd forgotten she began looking at the cover art from Miss Peralta's art class. He did it again. Cathy's forgotten of what she's actually physically doing.
Oh, it'll get worse.
Yeah, this whole...
It's a creepy picture from Sophie, right?
Yes.
So it's a sad bear. With, all the animals are poking their heads out to look at him, and they have no eyes.
Yep.
And this shakes Cathy to the core.
Which I was like, why do you have the art teacher's assignment? It's also, is it Sophie or is it the book? The book is blue. All the other books look the same. Hers doesn't. So then you're like, okay, so it's the book. But now it's Sophie because now she's drawing, and she's like, oh my god.
There you go. Didn't think about that.
I wrote, what is happening in this book? What's happening?
So the blue notebook is just more of a visual cue for the reader.
I guess, but we get to it.
Again, it's another screenplay thing where in the stack of books in the movie, that's why we know it's blue. Yeah. In here
he writes, I'm getting mad. And here he writes, she can never fucking find the thing. And I write at one point, it's fucking blue. It's the blue one. Okay, so.
Do you ever have the cool notebooks with the sports team logos on the front?
No. I'm trying to think.
No cool folders with like Mark McGuire on them?
A Warrior one. Might have had a Warrior folder.
Oh, okay.
No, I wasn't much for I always had plain. And then I did the brown paper covers for any textbooks and wrote on them, just wrote.
Sure.
Let's see. Gave her, okay.
So, 18?
Yep, Cathy closed the journal, decided she'd had enough of the cafe. The cafe. The old Starbucks cafe. So, she goes in to work. It's chapter 18.
Well, and second line is the thing I don't like, where he says, Getting on Route 1 when an accident has the road backed out for 4 miles is the kind of shit that happens when waking up late. Why are you saying shit? It's not informal.
I don't know. Is that Cathy?
You are the
Is
narrator.
Cathy in there?
You don't have a dial. Yeah, it's so.
I don't know. Yeah, because if it's the narrator, it's like, why are you cussing at me?
Right.
But then
She's late.
and he also does a lot of sweaty work to be like, this is why she doesn't know what's going on. She didn't look on the phone. She didn't turn it on, okay? Joanne, the school nurse. No last name. Consoles her and is like, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Is there anything you need? And Cathy thinks, my God, they've given away the language arts job, and I didn't get it, and now all these people are hugging and consoling me.
And I was like, that's a really weird reaction for a slight job opportunity.
Yes.
Obviously, it's deception, but...
So then she's simmering, and she's kind of doesn't know what to do. Kids are about to be in her classroom.
This is a weird scene.
Welcome back, said a little voice beside Cathy. Another little voice. Sean loves the little voices to kind of pull Cathy out of her stewing. Did you like my drawing? It was Diego. I don't know if we've met Diego before. Cathy thought for a minute. Probably one of the football ones. And I wrote, great teacher. It was very cool. He bounced off to the closet thrilled. She goes, wait, welcome back? She saw him yesterday. How needy was the kid? I wrote, because this is what I'm like, what's going on? I wrote, well, what? So people, Norma comes in and consoles her. She's like, she's like focusing on Sophie, like zeroing in on Sophie. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
There's a text from her mom.
Oh, that's not where.
Her mom's trying to get a hold of her. Do you have any notes on like 892?
No. Because see, I forgot. She goes back.
Oh,
to
that's
Sophie,
right. She goes. That's right. Because why Sophie's just staring at her because she goes to Sophie. She goes, "Hey, yours was the one with the lost bear, right?" She's like, well, "No."
Well, and the text from mom before that said, "Why did you go back in today?"
She goes,
and right. So Sophie says no about the picture, but then she comes back to her. What are they doing? Same
she
thing.
Says,
but she made her way down the aisle towards the girl leaning into her. Sophie, why is that bear sad? What's happening? And Sophie's crying, and Cathy just starts berating her, screaming at her about this fucking sad bear.
Sophie.
How descriptive is a fucking kid's artwork that they can draw a bear that's clearly sad?
In 3rd grade?
I don't think I could do that.
Well, the bear was sad and crying, and then all the other, and there's multiple like animals, raccoons, and I don't even know, but woodland environments.
Could you draw more than 5 discernible animals in the 3rd grade?
I mean, I think they'd be discernible.
Anything with 4 legs.
I think anything I drew would not. A teacher would not look at it, and just a chill runs down her spine, and she's like, "Is this the lost bear?" And then I'm like, "No, it's just sad." And she's like, "Oh," and that too. When Cathy's like, "Is this the lost bear?" And the kid's like, "No," and they're like, "The bear, the bear." And she's like, "Oh yeah, no, it is the bear." Like. Cathy's manic, and because then she's like, okay, it's not lost, but it's sad. Why is it sad? Why is it sad? And it literally goes, why? Cathy shouted. That's what. And this little Zara, I don't know if we met her either yet, who sat beside Sophie, secretly reached out and held Sophie's hand. How is it a secret? What does that mean? Did Cathy didn't see it? Why are you telling me it's... I don't know.
I know.
So Sophie's being traumatized, and so she whispers in Zara's ear, and she just goes, because she's going, she's lost, right? The lost bear. It's the bear lost in the store. Sophie, you know she's lost. You know it. And Sophie says the little bear isn't lost. She lives with the other animals. She just lost her papa. What? She lost her daddy. The air left Cathy's body like she was belted in the midsection. She leaves the room. She goes, "Watch my class!" to like Norma. She goes,
What does Norma do?
She teaches across the hall. I can't remember.
She's always in this room.
Checking in on Cathy.
Teaching. Covering for her.
She calls mom, and but then you hear one of the teachers say, "I would not have come back so soon. We get a week of bereavement days." 19. And I just wrote, I thought they lived in a house, but it's an apartment. But people are coming in to, somebody has recently come in, an Aunt Lee, to pay their respects. But Cathy remembers nothing. And we have to slowly unwind what she doesn't remember.
Yeah.
And Mark is being himself, which is a good guy. Cathy says, Mark, he would say something very appropriate and correct right now, and Cathy would be forced into a response. And so he does. He's just like, you've been through trauma. That's probably why you don't remember. And then he goes, how long does it take? He goes, your father was a huge part of your life. And you're like, oh, her dad died. Okay.
Yeah.
And she didn't just forget about the death of her father and his ceremony. I woke up, I went to work, and everyone told me he was gone. Cathy, you were there. You were there with us for the planning, the viewing, everything. You were there. You talked with everyone. You even put that book beside the urn at the viewing. You don't remember? Book at the viewing? Some bare-ass Amos thing you said he read to you? Okay, first of all. Mark, you were there when he told the story. So why to you is it some bare-ass Amos thing? It's specifically, you are saying the thing the dad said. You know what it is. So it should be the bare-ass Amos book you guys talked about. And then, of course, you said he read.
You said. We need to keep a tally of all the criticisms.
So now she's weeping. Mark keeps like kneeling down and then getting up and walking away. And I was having a hard time. I was like following Mark going, where's he going? What's happening?
It can't be easy,
Cathy
man.
stayed in that position, laying curled, turned toward the backrest of the couch. Mark knelt there until Cathy stopped sobbing. She was suddenly so still. He thought she'd fallen asleep. So I don't know how long she's laying there that he thought that. Because then it has to be some amount of time, because then he rose and headed for another room. Mark, I have to tell you something, and if you want to put me in a hospital, I would go. He stopped and headed back for the couch. This is, again, this thing of, like, very visual.
Yeah.
I say that, but it's not, like, visual. You know what I mean? It's visual in that it's like he's writing down every little thing that doesn't need, like, Mark's walking in and out of the room. He's staging it.
Right.
One of these days we should read a good book.
That's
Talk about how great it is.
That's the next thing he needs to do is write a play.
Why didn't he just write a screenplay?
In his life of.
Why just write a screenplay? Maybe he did, and he read it, and he was like, "This isn't good." Maybe if I pad it out a little bit in a book. So he tells Mark about I have a student that writes in a journal. Keep in mind, this was from a book cover, not the journal. Unless it was in the journal and it wasn't clear that these were in the journal, the book cover. I assumed that the art teacher would have given them paper and said, but she's acting like this is all part of the journal.
Oh, okay, sure.
So, first she wrote about being lost. I wrote, fair. She did write about that. And about a suicide. False. Incorrect. She didn't write about a suicide. I got lost as a kid. Now I find out my uncle killed himself when I was a kid. Then they started making things happen. What did? Her essays. The day before my car accident, she wrote about crashing her bike. Coincidence? Then before this happened, she drew a little bear that lost her dad. Those were her exact words. I wake up and go into school and everyone is offering me condolences. I was confused and annoyed. I was so rude to everyone. And then he goes, they were all at the wake. They were fine. They talked with you and everyone was fine. Cathy shook her head. But this is real. I did the coincidence thing in my head. False. You've been in full-blown meltdown since page 1.
Yep. Yep.
She's falling into tears again. Mark walked back to her. I did this. I'm doing it again, even though I know I did this before. I thought he already walked back. Did he not? Did he walk away again?
I wasn't paying attention that much.
I can't. Okay, this is what I did. Okay, but he's walking back. Either I'm absolutely insane or everyone else.
He stopped and headed back for the couch.
So she goes,
and then walked back to her and sat on the. Yeah, I believe you're correct.
Could be both, Cass. He got up and headed toward the bedroom. So now he's leaving again. Fucking hell. Listen, I want you to take time off. She shook her head. No way was she staying in this apartment alone all day. I swear. Maybe because he said when she got home. I just assumed it was a house.
Yeah, I think they
now,
said it was an
now he
apartment
can't
before.
stop talking about it being an apartment. Either way. Before you go, Mark said, can you ask this Sophie to write me a $50,000 raise? That brought forth a smile.
Yuck, yuck.
Which I was like, that's such a specific and also seems low.
Oh.
Like if you were told that a kid can make anything happen, wouldn't you just be like, $1 million? $1 billion?
Of course it's silly, but how about that last sentence? Come on, what the fuck is that?
What are you talking about? And once Mark was gone into the bedroom, thoughts.
Yeah. All right.
He tried. See, sometimes I feel like this book, he just like he pooped it out, and then sometimes I'm like, he's trying, I guess, and he's very proud of it. I apologize. The closed door was a message in schools, and I said, yes, that class is going on. But apparently in this school, it means leave me alone. Because Norma's watching from the hallway, because yes, you're right, Norma's on guard all the time. And she's been watching, instead of teaching her own class and being busy, she's watching Cathy, who hadn't engaged with any of her students for a while. They worked and she sat. So Cathy's just sitting in view of this is one of those door, and then the teacher's desk is right there, like a movie.
Yeah.
And Norma can see through the window in the door. Oh, yeah, she's just staring out into space.
Cathy, yeah, she was slumped back in her desk chair, just checked out.
And then the Dean Fischler shows up, and he's got some things to say about.
Yes.
We all of a sudden get the Dean Fischler story. Okay. About, his rise to administration.
Now, see, I thought he would be a flat character, and he's become a round character now.
He's got shades, and he's looking out for Cathy, and girl needs a break.
He's a grizzled vet.
Yep.
Right.
And he understands that.
Oh, but I don't like. Yeah, I don't like how he talks here. So he's talking to Norma.
Yeah.
And he says, that'll be worse. Miss Marsha Lewis will see that as a betrayal. Why does he say her full name?
I don't know. because I don't know.
Maybe it's supposed to be like a stern, like mocking of her, but it was very weird.
Because
It read
earlier he
weird.
calls her Miss Lewis anyway, so I don't know.
Yeah, and they're kind of
Maybe because he's writing this with a
to each
specific
other.
actor in mind, and he's like, and then I would want them to say this way.
It's J.K.
Yes.
Simmons. He's Dean Fischler.
I'm telling you, that's how she'll play it. And then Norma reveals she was out for Miss Marcia Lewis, the principal. She was out for 3 months when she had a bunion removed. That was her. I watched her walk in 20 minutes late and write up teachers for being 5 minutes late. Unreal. Norma, just keep her low profile. Real low profile. Now we're keeping one of the teachers low profile. Keep Cathy low profile. The principal can't see this.
Just prop her up and the principal comes around.
Oh, man. So then Norma and Cathy are talking in the teacher's lounge about fathers and... man.
But she gets an appointment to meet with the principal in the morning.
Yep. Julissa's voice blared over the loudspeaker in the lounge. Is Miss A in there? Do we know their last name?
Isn't it Abernathy?
Okay.
Or am I imagining that?
No, I can't remember. I don't.
Oh, man.
Do I want to
Is it on the
look?
back?
No. Because I looked, because I couldn't remember. Is it said when Gene's introduced? Gene Abernathy? I bet it was. Which I think I was trying to find. I couldn't find it.
Oh, is it when she meets her school students?
I'm Miss Abernathy? Maybe.
Yeah, hang on. I gotta find it now. Dean Fischler. He tells them to put the decorations on the doors as if they didn't know that already.
Nope.
She's talking to the students.
No name.
That's our first appearance of Gene. Come on, where does she... Bell time. Took Cathy's breath away. Third graders approached. What's your name? It's all really new, isn't it?
I don't know if we know. Oh, if we have.
She does not say. Okay, I don't know why I think that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
drop it.
Maybe it's going to be a big reveal at the end. What it's. I don't know. So yeah, Miss Lewis would like to see you in the office at 8 a.m. Thursday.
Yeah.
So chapter 21. This is when we really get into this narrator thing, and I wrote this whole thing. If you see here, I just wrote. I kind of just bracketed it all and just wrote all bad. Just this whole section here. Because it starts out, Cathy didn't know Larry the Can Man. And I wrote, of course she doesn't know. Yes. You don't even have to put that. You could write it from Cathy's point of view, and we know who it is, but you can be in her mind and how she feels about him. But saying Cathy didn't know Larry the Can... So to her, there was...
In fact, it would treat your reader with more respect if you described it as Cathy was behind a man pushing shopping carts full of cans on Willow Street. We already know that's Larry the Can Man, and it proves that she doesn't know him. So that
I don't know. Cathy didn't know.
Yeah, that's the way you do it.
So to her, there was a shirtless, disheveled street urchin. Urchin. Have you ever heard? Now, okay, am I dumb? Did you think Larry the Can Man was black or white?
He's black.
I'm dumb. I thought he was.
Are you kidding? He did that dance last time, and he was like kind of talking jive.
I thought he was a white guy.
I mean, I know Larry the Can Man. Okay.
Hold on, real quick here. A street urchin is a child who lives yes, street urchin. I was just double checking
Oh,
because I had a problem with Cathy.
okay. So it's not just bum. It's specifically a
I mean, that's what
child.
came up. 'Cause I meant to look it up, just be like, am I dumb? But yes, I was like I underlined. I was like, why is she calling this old man a street urchin?
An urchin is a mischievous young child.
Mhm.
So yeah, he's using that word incorrectly. Because Larry the Can Man's like 57.
Oh yeah,
Come on.
at least. She thought about hitting the horn and getting this cat over to the side, and I went, "Uh-oh, the narrator's one of those guys." Calls black. That's when I was like, "Wait, Larry's black?" And Sean, you're telling on yourself. That's what clued me into. I went, "Oh, Larry's black."
Why do you think that denotes black?
Because that's what white guys say about black guys that are like a Barack Obama, like he's a cool cat. It's like, okay, settle down. Settle down.
Oh, really? I never thought of that.
It's
as being
guys that are
racial.
no, I think it's
I've never thought of that in a racial context. But I more thought that's like jazz talk to me. It's like that cat can blow, man. You know, that's what you. And I'm just like, why would the narrator be saying this, or her?
I think
Like he turned into Scatman Crothers for a second there, and then changed back after that sentence.
I'm just saying that Sean Oliver, what little I know of him, the hats that he wears, would call a man a cat. And I'm not saying he's being mean or about it, but he definitely isn't calling. I mean, I don't know. Doesn't Kevin Nash call people cats? Like, he was a cool cat.
I don't
doesn't-
think so. I think you're putting that on him. Yeah.
I feel like either way, nobody should be saying that, white or black. Nobody should be describing other men as cats. He's a cool cat. So there's teenage boys. So she's driving down the street and Sophie's
Sophie
street and this is where I wrote.
She doesn't know why, but she wants to meet her parents or guardians.
Yeah, but the group of teenage boys through the gate, they stared hard at Cathy in her car. Was she just passing through? Why? No, this isn't Cathy, but we're in her mind. She doesn't know. Like, what now? We're like the other kids. We're going wild. Like, who's this woman? The shopping cart man.
Good.
So she's scouring. She's looking around. She doesn't think she'll find it, but she finds it. And Cathy was becoming scared of Sophie. And she keeps he's doing the thing of like, well, maybe it's not. Now, finally, Cathy is doing the like, well, maybe this isn't. It's weird. Now he's trying to step back and going, maybe this isn't all real. It should have been that in the beginning where she's like blowing it off and it's escalating. Instead, it was immediate as like where she's like, this is crazy. And it was not crazy.
I don't mind.
Now something actually crazy. She's lost time. And she's like, maybe.
And that's what spurs her to go
But
get
then
some
she's going, maybe I'm crazy.
questions
And it's like,
answered.
now you're saying that? What happened to the other times? Now you're questioning?
I don't know.
So,
I'm okay.
a woman
with it.
comes
I think
out.
You're being hard on him.
And Cathy's at the curb, by her car, and she's kind of talking to this woman out on the stoop. And the teenage boys begin catcalling, which I think this should be heckling, not catcalling. I'm going to read it.
We just went through the cat thing.
I'm going to read it just like he writes it, Sean Oliver.
Please.
Yo, Tisha. Dat Protective Services. They taking your kid. Tisha. They're laughing. They're high-fiving. And the woman goes, no, for real. The woman said to Cathy, what you doing here? You with child services? No, ma'am. Is this where Sophie LaFontaine lives? Girl, you got about no seconds to tell me what the hell you doing here. I'm a teacher. I'm looking for a student of mine. Upon hearing that, the woman lost some fire. You Sophie teacher? The woman took out a cigarette and lit up. Yes. Why you here? Cathy had to think. I just wanted to meet you, I guess? Are you her mother? You checking on her address? We really do live here. We in the district. No, nothing like that. I just wanted to meet and tell you I think your daughter is quite bright. A pause. Okay. There's no, it's like, I think the mom said that. She waited, arms folded, searching for more. Then she got some help from the porch boys. Yo, Tisha, that the DEA. Quick, give me all you weed. I hide it for you. They cackled. Cathy stepped to the woman. Listen, I'll go. I don't want to make a scene, but I wanted to know if you thought Sophie had any special gifts. She's smart. You know that already, I hope. I do. And she's beautiful. Thank you. The woman laughed herself. Look, I'm not stupid. I know you didn't come to a block like this to tell me my daughter's beautiful and all this shit about special gifts. She stared at Cathy cold. If you checking out the house and the conditions, just know that I can take care of my child. Okay, I'm sure you can, ma'am. And then she leaves. Because she's like, this is weird.
Yep.
So, chapter 22 starts with, I know that one. George Brown, full name, popped his chunky frame of his seat. There's a lot of biggins in this class. There's Husky AJ and the other round gal, I can't remember her name, and other girls bouncing, waddling away. He go, I know I can, I know I can, I know I can. Cathy couldn't stop with a laugh as George hunched forward, cranking his arms like the gears of the little train that could. He stopped speaking but kept wiggling and jiggling, cranking away. Someone laughing at Fatty as he's impersonating Thomas the Train, or Little Train, or whatever the hell.
But hang on, does that first sentence not make sense? George Brown popped his chunky frame of his seat.
I think on his seat, but yes, it's another mistake. But yes, I underlined it.
Okay. I didn't know if I was not getting something.
Nice moves, Georgie. You're absolutely correct. Have a seat now. Maybe he's not in his seat? I don't know. Now I'm reading it again. It doesn't matter. You look tired, which is like a needless jab. he just did a little bit of a thing, and she's like, take a breath, chubby. Everyone open your journals to your story map model, and I wrote 3rd grade. Fill in your characters, setting, and conflict boxes. So they do that, and she starts talking about this story that they read, The Little Train That Could.
Why is he saying that? It's the little engine that could.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know because
I don't know.
But he wrote Little Pony in here. He writes Starbucks is in here. I don't know. What can you use?
And it's I think I can. It's not I know I can.
Maybe it's like a happy birthday thing. From like back in the day when they
knows it.
So all of a sudden, Cathy turns into Billy Madison, and she's talking to the kids about the train story. And she's like, yes, and when the train overcame that conflict, the conflict of himself, he succeeded at what he wanted to do. So then she goes, I want you to write a story where the main character succeeds when she overcomes that conflict. And she's about to do this prompt.
I don't like the fact that she said she.
Well, that's because she's going to get very.
I took issue with that.
She's going to get very specific.
Is you think it is Sean being smart enough that she's only thinking of the Sophie thing, and that's why she said she? Because she's really just doing this prompt for Sophie.
Well, yeah, the she is her, right?
No, but she's presupposing the main character of each person's story, saying she.
Yeah, she wants it to be a little girl, the lucky girl that becomes the coach.
Oh, okay. That's
yes. She goes. So she basically has this moment at the board where she goes, the smart board, to be clear, where she goes, "If I write this prompt, that means I believe this, which is a doorway to madness." And but this girl could touch something beyond
Wait.
beyond what should be within her scope. So,
I mean, there's weird stuff going on here. When she starts like muttering at Sophie, and
yep.
I don't know what's internal or external. Sometimes
She wrote, "The lucky girl
Um,
becomes the coach" on the board. But then she looks at Sophie, and Sophie's not writing. She's not writing. Why? Sophie, let's go. She's just watching Sophie. "You may begin." But she's not writing. Then she's like, "Sophie, write!" And then Sophie mouths silently, "I'm thinking." Good, Cathy thought. "She becomes the coach, Sophie. She deserves it. Pushing it now, careful." That's her thoughts. "She's not awkward anymore. She's confident. She will become the coach of the team." This is where Cathy starts sounding like a villain. She goes, "Stop, let it happen. She never felt like the best player, but she finds her strength." She walked down the aisle beside Sophie, floating hints into her sphere. "She ends up succeeding."
So
What?
again, is she saying this stuff out loud?
Yes, to Sophie. Yeah.
Not to the
Nope,
other
just
kids,
to Sophie.
but out
Yeah.
loud.
This lucky girl gets the spot on that team that she deserves. Sophie began writing. Cathy stopped pacing the aisle. Was she writing too fast? Would this be haphazard? No, she seemed fine, deliberate and focused, like always. Good girl. Cathy went back to her desk. There was a peace in giving her fate to the hands of another. Okay? So all the kids turn in their books. And, I mean, do we want to read all this? Sophie, she reads Sophie's story, and it's all in here.
No, I think you can summarize it. What's wrong with this story?
Well,
Nothing really,
it's funny.
right?
It is funny. Given
Yeah.
that the assignment was to
It's
write
clever.
about the assignment was to write about, she gave her all the details. It's about a player that was bad, but she's overcoming it, and she's not bad anymore, and she's going to be the coach. She's so good now, she's going to be the coach of the team. And then Sophie writes about a girl on a team that stinks at the game, and no matter where she is on the field, she's always getting the soccer ball, is hitting her and just bouncing, like hitting her in the head, hitting her in the chest. Doesn't matter. And so finally, the team thinks, well, first we'll get to first.
We'll make her the manager, the coach. That way, she doesn't have to play. But then the first game of doing that, the team's down like 10-0, and so they're like, "You even suck at being the coach."
Yeah.
So they switch her with the goalie, because even as coach, 2 balls hit her on the sidelines. So they fucking put her in a goalie, and she's the best.
I did, and Cathy stops reading at one point because I wrote Cathy's just getting roasted, and Cathy stops at that point that I wrote that. And she goes, "She'd been very clear. This girl in the story is supposed to be lucky and successful. She coached Sophie clearly. What the hell was this?" And then she just keeps going. Cathy closed the journal. So it didn't work, her little plan. I wrote here, I have a prediction that to get this job that she wants, the principal will have to die, and that's very funny because that means that the principal, there was no other alternative, that Sophie would have to, in her touching the other plane, she would have to write out that that the character that holds that power dies. So that's how much that teacher did not want. The principal does not want Cathy to have that job. So that's what I'm looking forward to if that happens.
That's interesting.
So now we're back in Sophie's neighborhood, and Larry the Can Man is thinking, or the narrator's talking about how many alleys that Larry the Can Man knows where to urinate. And there's better ones than other ones, and he loves pissing by Sophie's house.
I'd like to say something that maybe makes me kind of more hood than
Yeah.
Sean. And I'm sure he might
Yeah.
disagree with that. Larry the K-Man drinks whiskey.
Yep.
No, they don't. I mean, he's drinking Mad Dog 2020, or he's drinking Wild Irish Rose.
I mean, he's drinking what's cheap.
He's not drinking whiskey. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not whiskey.
Yeah.
It's those two. It's
on.
malt
Yeah.
liquor. Right? Come on. Whiskey? What is he? A fucking hillbilly from the South?
I mean, whiskey is an odd choice.
Yeah. It's almost classy.
So he sees some people's work area and he's like checking it out, and then the guys show up. There's two of them. Hey, that your shit outside? And for a minute I thought, oh, Larry took a shit out over there, and they were saying, hey, your shit, because he's already pissing. So I was like, but no, he's talking about, I think, his cart.
Yeah.
He was stocky and wore a hoodie with the name of a construction company on the back and the name Rocco across the breast pocket. Yeah.
Uh-oh. They're connected.
Yeah. And he's like, what are you doing? They're all kind of like, I don't know, it's just a dumb conversation. He was like, those are my cans. What is this, your stuff? It's none of your goddamn business, Rocco said.
Why is this passage in here?
I own this house, and I'm telling you to get lost. Maybe because Rocco owns the house, I guess. So now we know that maybe they got to save the home at some point. I don't know. Larry looked over as Rocco looked out. Keep going, guy. Then we're.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay.
Now we go back to Amy. Look at this douchebag, and they're going through tabloids. People magazine, I guess, not tabloids. And it's just sister bonding time. They're looking at Star magazine, People magazine, and
there's a few descriptive
you wanna-
things. Amy's
Yeah.
pad had soft jazz playing, and then the joint was so Amy.
The joint was so Amy. Neat and plush. Yep. There was a bar with the requisite hard stuff, and he had a selection of organic teas on the kitchen counter. Is the narrator can't square that somebody might have hard liquor and tea in their house? Hello, me. Let's see. All you teachers gossip and talk shit with a reliable source. Oh, Cathy's talking about not getting the job. She just knows it. I don't know.
Are you a South Park guy?
I mean, I've watched it. I wouldn't call myself a guy. What's the...
The one about gentrification?
I'm familiar. Yeah, where
they like build it around Kenny's house because that's the shitty part of town.
You think that?
And like the little vignettes, like that are real humans that they play in that episode, with like they make a real commercial for. It's describing this apartment.
Yes.
Like a lot of wood, open spaces.
Boy, you should see my new apartment downtown.
Oh boy, is it hip? You got a loft?
I don't know if it's a loft. I'll well, I guess you'll see. I'm moving in a couple weeks, and so
okay,
you'll get to see the pad.
Good.
Let's see. Let's see.
Okay, now this is weird though. This is where I think Cathy. What are they talking about here? First of all, they're just bullshitting about work, right? But then Amy asks for one of those blue drinks and their meal replacement shakes.
Yeah.
So is that just like a hint to Cathy that her sister's sick?
Yeah.
She hasn't really confronted it yet in her mind, other than the fucking wig thing.
Yeah.
So we don't know much more than that.
Yeah, it was all the non-Amy things that were making Amy disappear. Okay.
Also important, but
Well, I guess she knows because she goes, God, what I would do for a pizza. So she's not eating solid foods, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
But I'm saying, is that supposed to be hints to Cathy?
I think Cathy.
Because we already know she
I
has
think
cancer.
Cathy knows. I think she's just dumb, and that's why she was like, she's really, really sick. She has no hair.
Oh, okay. Okay. See, that was kind of my attitude the whole time too.
Yeah, I think Cathy. I can't tell if Cathy's dumb or the author. It's just not good. Mark gets another jab from Cathy. He makes a good husband. And then somebody says, like a good coffee table. Maybe Amy says that. But at least he's patient, Amy had offered. So I don't know who's jabbing him like that he's like a good coffee table.
What does that mean?
Oh, he's reliable? Are coffee tables known to be reliable?
Okay.
I don't know. He's always there? I don't know. Then Amy falls asleep. Cathy leaves.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
and she's
stares
also
at her
thinking,
sister
she's
for
like,
a
I should
second.
travel. She kind of has that thought. Little Sean putting a little in for the future. So
All right, tell me what's in these last two here.
the last we're only at 24. What did you read to? I
What
read to
did you go-
30.
I thought you were.
I read all the way.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You're right. I have.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I do have all this. It's just that I don't have any underlines.
Okay,
on here.
well, it's because there's not much. We're back at career prompts, which I'm like,
Can we take a minute? Okay, use that pause
Yeah.
function.
never. Maybe why I was so angry with this book is, I've been under the weather. So, like, reading it, I was like, I'm already not feeling great, and now I gotta read this.
Yeah.
So,
It's. I want to know where it's going, so I guess it's doing its job. There's just a lot of shit that could get taken out or clarified.
in classic worker club fashion, by the end of 30, I was going, man, I could probably read a few more chapters. Where's this thing going? But yeah, she's doing career prompt again. We never found out how it turned out the last time.
I was just gonna say,
But she's writing all these occupations on these index cards, which some of these you'd have to explain to a third grader. Programmer, architect. You'd have to explain what an architect is to a third grader.
Yeah.
So, but she's got one. She's got one card specifically for Sophie at the top. So she's dealing from the bottom. And
But, am I being stupid? What's the last prompt Sophie wrote? It was the one about the goalie.
Yep.
Nothing happened in Cathy's life right? As a result of that.
No,
is
yeah,
what
no
I'm asking.
follow up on that.
So that's weird. Does Cathy not explore why nothing happened or why she didn't become a goalie in real life?
No. So she gives Sophie her card, and it says a veterinarian, and Sophie thinks it's a vegetarian. And,
Because she's an idiot.
And when you read the writing that he puts to the full writing of her stories, and I only bring this up because later Mark reviews it and makes me think Mark is a dummy as well. No, Sophie's dumb. And, or at least, at the very least, she's a child.
Yeah.
So she goes, a veterinarian is a doctor for animals. Sometimes people might call them a vet. Sophie nodded along. Cathy leaned in closer. Sophie, You are to write about a vet who helps animals. The vet absolutely loves animals. This veterinarian meets a very... Cathy's heart sped up. Her breasts were fractured. She meets a very sick dog, an adorable dog. Dog's family loves her. She's so special. She makes them feel good. She makes them laugh and she makes them happy. Cassie had her eyes locked on Sophie's. She's so sick, Sophie, Cathy whispered. She didn't realize the tears. Oh, again, I didn't even notice this one. She didn't realize the tears that crept out of the corner of her eyes. False. Sophie watched one drop onto her desk.
Yeah, she's on one.
Do you love this doggy, Mrs. A? Cathy began nodding when she noticed she wouldn't be able to utter a word. She wiped her nose and stood, pressing her clothing. She's doing that thing, like in the movie. She's like readjusting herself, regaining composure. Help her, Cathy said to Sophie. Well, guess what? I started really chuckling because Sophie, when she is given an assignment, she's like, "Fuck this!" It goes rogue.
Yeah.
Just go. Cathy stood, I don't know if that's how you're supposed to read it, but that's how it starts. Cathy stood at the sink. Oh boy, the sink again. Cleaning the remnants of dinner. Wrestling a crushing migraine while Mark paced just outside the doorway. This is another thing. That's why I think I was confused as a home. What apartment has a separate kitchen with a doorway, no less? Bro, they combine that shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I sound like Nate there. Bro.
You're right. You're not wrong.
God damn it, this book is breaking me. What are Cathy's yonkers like? Is that what he calls them? What does he call them?
Jonkers.
Yo, when are they gonna get to those jonkers? Let's see, what would happen? Oh, she's telling him just to go to London. He wants to stay.
Yeah, this is a lot
Cathy
of
shut off the
nothing.
faucet and walked to the kitchen doorway. And I underlined what? A doorway? Let's see. She doesn't like that she's like, oh, Mark, you're saying that she's out of hand. And she's like, Mark, you're acting like I'm not in control. She's not in control. She's like, it's fine. Cathy ran from the panic, ran from the monsters. Forced to face it, she grew angry. She was so angry that he was so right. And I was like, wait, I thought she wanted to dwell in it. Now she wants to run away from it.
I'm over this feud.
Well,
this subplot.
Sean's getting very dramatic. She sat and waited, watching the dining room, but he didn't. He sat facing the kitchen, away from her. You ever have an argument with your wife, and you're like, you just keep looking into the room she just left? Like you're just staring into the room, talking to herself?
I haven't, but I can picture it.
His heart didn't seem in it. She'd killed it. That scared her. Oh, come on, Cathy. Now you're like, oh, I need this. Oh, this is the worst person in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, he said as he disappeared. She relied on him to be predictable, correct, and present. All three of those things irritated her during her more manic phases. When is she not manic? But those three...
When she was at Starbucks.
But those three things were also something she called home. I wrote, Cathy sucks, free Mark. She's keeping this man in a prison where she needs him. He annoys the piss out of her, but she needs it. Get out of there, Mark. So she's going to grade these journals. She's got a headache. I kind of wrote, like, is the headache thing like a sign that like something is supernatural is about to happen? Usually, is that what's going on? This is our first notion of it, I think. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
Could just have a migraine. So she wakes up. Mark's waking her up. And he's like, hey, how are you? She's like, oh, I fell asleep on the couch. And he goes, I know. You were out by the time I got in there and sat down. I graded some of those journals for you while I was watching TV. I wrote, Mark, you can't. Inappropriate. What makes you think that you could do this?
Yeah, you're right.
And then she goes, well, that meant she'd have to regrade them and write over the score. Yeah, Mark. How could she ever defend a grade she didn't give to a parent? Yeah, true. She didn't need to drop that into the conversation. No, you shouldn't. I mean, you should tell Mark, like, what compelled you to do this? I imagine out of nowhere. It's not like it's something he does, right? What a dumb...
If she's not shocked by it, he's done it before. Or she's asked him for help.
Man. So she asked him, well, how were they? The journals you read. Okay, mostly. Couple
Yeah.
real space cadets. What a thing to say about children. What's Jocelyn's deal? Which she goes lunch, which is a burn. Yeah, seems like.
What does that
I think
mean?
she's one of the fat kids.
One of
Yeah.
the husky ones.
Yeah, seems like it. That's what Mark says. There was one really good one, very mature, and I wrote, Mark is dumb. Her mother probably wrote it, Mark thinks. And we've read, I know we didn't read it out, but we've read Sophie's writing. And no way would I think, oh, an adult wrote this. It's very mature.
I'm going to disagree
Really?
with you. I think that little short story on its own could be something.
I'd read it, but then I'm going to purposely make it sound dumb.
I mean, obviously without his intentional mistakes. So I guess that plays into
Well, yeah,
it
there's
too.
a lot of spelling errors, and it's like, this scared.
There's a lot of dumb adults, though. I guess what I'm saying is the narrative would suggest that an adult wrote it, but not the grammar.
The blinding migraine made her forget there was one very important essay to read. The vet, she asked. Yeah, that was it. Chapter 20.
Her whole life revolves around it. Why wouldn't she read it the second she fucking gets out
Yeah,
of
she was
class?
cleaning dinner. Red light, 7:48 a.m. So she's driving to school, and she keeps hitting red lights. And this is the day that she's supposed to be at with Miss Lewis at 8. And now is that, why did she not read it immediately? Because, god damn it, Larry, she's got to be late for this goddamn. Now she's finally deciding to read it. So she pulls over to the side of the shoulder, Route 440. And of course they have to put in, she was looking forward to the day. She was rejuvenated. Now she's spinning out. Then we cut to Mr. Fischler and Miss Lewis, and they're going in. There's two young ladies, teachers in the school, of course. Were they? I don't understand this school. Are they Is this a full-time position or not, or what is this? Is this? I don't understand. Or is this an extracurricular thing?
I have no idea.
So he turned his head and back to the prison. Okay. Yeah, this is one of those things where this was like a movie. It's just like we cut to the going where, and then he peeps his head out and goes, "I don't see her."
Oh, yeah.
And then we cut back to Cathy in the car, rifling through all the journals in her tote. Where the hell was Sophie's? That's where I wrote, "It's blue," and she has already done this before, where she's rifled through. It's the blue one. So she's like literally going. They're like the books are going everywhere in her car, like in between the seats, around on the seats. There's like 30 notebooks everywhere. She's like, "Where is it?" Did Sophie not turn it in? No, Mark read it. Did Mr. Helpful leave the damn thing on the couch after he graded it? What the fuck? Why is he always getting jabbed like this? This is like when she was like, "Oh God, that piece of shit! Did he even put the sink in the fucking or the dish in the sink?"
He probably
Ugh.
did. Yeah.
Okay. No, there it was. She pulled it out and swatted through the pages right to the new entry. Jesus, it was long. Why? It was simple. Save the damn dog, Sophie. Oh, Jesus, why is it long? Her eyes were blurry and unfocused as she brought the book over to her lap and leaned it on the steering wheel. Strong, dark letters, handwriting, very neat.
Yeah.
So
I don't
we
know
get
about
the
that
story.
stylistic blurry.
Dr. Mittens is a veterinarian, and there's earmuffs to the dog. And the dog is sick, and in the end, Dr. Mittens tells the family, we're going to have to put this dog down for good. There's no saving it. Cathy slammed the journal closed. She was hyperventilating, her eyes shut and her entire body convulsed. Her chest moved but took an emptiness. No air, not enough. She choked on the dryness in her mouth. She dropped her head into her lap, terrified. Her body had never before reacted so violently to the episodes. White specks danced on the black of her eyelids. Her head was in a centrifuge.
Oof.
This is insane. She thrust herself upright, bulged her eyes out. She strained to find a central focus. Okay. She's not going to open it again. She's played God and she fucked around and she's finding out. So, Dean Fischler held the door open and let Ashley Buono, full name, a young English teacher, out of Miss Lewis's office before him. Thanks, Miss Buono. We will let you know. Okay, thanks, Mr. Fischler. You bet. Sorry, reading it like this. This is what it is. He poked his head into Julissa's cubicle. Miss A in yet? Late, I guess. No call. So then Miss Lewis is wrapping up. I know one other candidate really wanted this spot. Hope nothing's wrong. Marcia Lewis didn't even look up. Then where is she? She call? No, not according to Julissa. Well, there you go. I've seen all I need to see. I will contact you in your office later. 8:13. Cathy's car remained on the roadside. She's going through her phone. She tapped Amy's name. It rang once. No, not in service. She's going through swipes and taps to trying to get to Facebook. Her fluttering hands opened up her bank app. God damn it! Fuck you! She was shaking and crying. She got Facebook open and searched for her sister. Amy's account was there. She selected and saw there were no posts or activity in 2 years. She scrolled down through the old posts and saw life in full bloom. Amy was hilarious, poignant, strong. People loved her and she loved others. She loved, but she also hated. She hated hate. Amy was politically aware and had memes on her page, both clever and cutting. And I'm telling you right now, Larry, I've never once looked at a meme, even a meme I've agreed with and gone, very cutting, very clever. Which,
Well, I will have to admit, I was posting stuff that I thought was cutting and clever in my 20s.
You were posting for Sean. Oh, and that tells you about Sean, what he thinks about the power of the meme.
Yeah.
The vertical timeline showed a woman so much in the world. You know how you are when you're in the world posting memes. 2 years? Cathy looked at Amy's list of Facebook friends and selected Barbara. Her profile opened to a picture of her holding a cat, Bernie. Cathy swiped out of that app. Do you think that Bernie is for Bernie Sanders? You think Sean thought that hard, like when creating the life of Amy, the lesbian memer who hated hate?
Well, you'll have to explain to me what's going on.
Amy's dead, and Amy has retroactively died 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay, we're just learning about it here,
she
though.
calls her mom. Yeah, once she
Okay.
reads the book, she's like, she reads enough that goes, we're gonna put the dog down for good. She closes the book and is like, God damn it, I just killed my sister. She's trying to save her sister. Now she's killed her sister. She calls her mom
Okay.
and her mom
Okay.
goes, "Good morning, honey. No school? I'm going now. Mom, did you talk to Amy yesterday or today? Every day."
Okay. That's
So
what
then
that
we
means.
shift over to Helen. It starts out chapter 27. Hello, Cathy, you still there? The call dropped. Helen redialed Cathy, which went to voicemail. Sweetheart, it's Mom. We were disconnected somehow. Give me a call back when you can. Bye bye. So she's we get a description of Helen's apartment. It's soft, done in creams and whites. She dressed in similar tones, usually in a flowing blouse or sweater. There was nothing loud in Helen's place or on her. This extension of inner peace was not easily achieved. Her years with Jean were tumultuous and unpredictable, and he talks about that, but she loved him to the point that she keeps his urn in her apartment, even though they had broken apart.
Yes.
And then she goes up to it, she gives it a little kiss. And she does talk about like how Cathy's weak. And that Helen and Amy came out strong. But Helen walked across the white carpet to the radio on the bookshelf, selected the standard station. On the way back, she passed 2 silver urns on the mantel above the fireplace. Beside one, inscribed "Loving Husband and Father," stood one of similar design. Helen kissed her index finger and brushed it across the second urn, inscribed "Beautiful Daughter and Sister," as she passed. "Good morning, sweetheart." And I wrote, "Dun, dun, dun!" Cathy's dead. So now,
Cathy's
or
dead.
sorry, Amy. I'm going to do that a lot. Amy's
Oh,
dead.
jeez.
Amy's dead. I keep doing that, switching the word. Okay. Chapter 28. We start with a Sophie story. A very and we'll I'm gonna just because it's a little bit. I'm gonna read her very mature writing. My house is cold. I sleep under a lot of blankets and sometimes I wear my coat. I have to open my window when my mommy's man friend smokes the smelly stuff. Today's topic was where I live. And so it's Sophie's story is that she wishes she lived in like a castle, essentially, a fancy place instead of where she does live. And she pictures people coming over and stuff like that, and she'll like use her imagination to take her away from where she lives, which is flying in the face of what that woman told Cathy.
Okay.
Sophie, Cathy called as the girl passed her desk. She was scowling, lips puckered. If it was possible, she was even cuter when pissed off. This also, too. This white woman fetishizing of the child that Sean does.
Oh, yeah.
Where she keeps on talking about how beautiful she is and how cute she is. She walked to Cathy. First of all, why are you mad? She didn't offer any explanation as Cathy expected. The boys laughed at her, little Zoe, do we know Zoe, said from across the room. Why did they do that?
No.
Sophie was still wearing the piss face. Stop swearing at me there, and wouldn't even look at Cathy. She wouldn't get it from Sophie. Hey, Zoe, come here, help me out. Zoe walked over next to Sophie and rubbed her shoulder. It's okay. Big sign that Sophie won't talk to the crazy teacher. It's okay, she said to her friend. Sophie looked at her, then reached into her pocket. She pulled out a scuffed Starbucks gift card. She tried to use it downstairs in the lunchroom. So Sophie's dumb. In the back of the room, a couple of the boys stifled their laughter not very well. Sophie looked at Cathy. I was going to get one for you, she whispered to Cathy. That is absolutely the sweetest thing. Or does the school have a Starbucks? I don't get it.
Well, the corner boys gave it to her, remember?
But why was Sophie using it?
And she doesn't have any money for lunch because her parents are poor, and she offered that.
Okay,
Obviously, they didn't take it.
That is absolutely the sweetest thing anyone had done for me today. Shouldn't be has done for me today. Maybe even this month, come to think of it. She took Sophie's hand from its angry folded position. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird one. Had.
She smiled at her. And Zoe, thank you for being a good friend. Zoe skipped off and Cathy went back to Sophie. I wanted to ask you about your essay, the one about your home. Is it true? The girl leaned in and whispered, It's true for me. I think it's very cool that you like to play like that. She puts out plates for her guests and stuff like that. And, imagine her in her fancy place. You are sweet, Sophie, and you have such a wonderful mind. Sophie smirked and looked downward, bashful. You should write a special story tonight, Sophie. Take your journal home tonight. Instead of playing like you are in a special place, write a story about it. Write it so that the girl is in a wonderful place, a place that is pretty, and a place that has things that make her happy. Sophie reached across the desk and touched a tear that was forming in the corner of Cathy's eye. Oh, I'm sorry. She didn't remember. She never realizes when she's crying, Cathy said. She grabbed her tissue and dabbed her eyes. So, now this also means that Cathy is dumb. Because Cathy knows that whatever Sophie writes happens to her.
Yeah, this is not the first time she's tried to prompt something good.
And now she's trying to prompt it for Sophie, being like, Sophie, you write about that. And then she's thinking, Sophie will have a nice place to live. But you're dumb, Cathy, because it only happens to you, not Sophie. She's talking to Norma. And Norma's like, your sister's been dead for 2 years, but it all seems to be springing up for you. And then the teacher, Miss Lewis, says, can I have your attention, please? I would like to take a moment to congratulate Miss Buono on her new role of language arts coach. She will be facilitating your ELA instruction for grades 4, 5, and 6. Please join me in congratulating her and welcome her into your classroom starting tomorrow. So the teachers do float around, or she's just like she was a teacher, an English teacher. Now she's just an English language arts coach. Is that additional to her job all day?
I have no idea.
Norma cupped her hands towards the speaker. Ashley Bono's head is nice and small and should fit up your ass nicely. Okay.
No.
What did she do? She just applied for the job. She's over here.
Yeah.
So she says to Norma, I need a favor. I'm going to give you basically she gives her a writing prompt and says, if anything ever happens to me, give this piece of paper. Norma doesn't know what it is. Give this piece of paper to Sophie. And I guess it's got tell the substitute in my room to give the kids this writing prompt. So then Sophie will get it. She doesn't go into all this detail, but she has a backup plan if anything bad ever happens to her. That I'm guessing the prompt's like, bring back your teacher from dead or something, or like bring her back home. Norma agrees.
Okay.
Norma's like, okay, I'll give this prompt. If you are ever in danger or I don't know where you are, I will give this prompt to your substitute teacher to give to the class. Thus also establishing that all Cathy teaches these children is writing. Not even an English teacher. She's just a writing teacher, which is really weird that third grade children are taking this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm only going off my experience, and I only had English teachers.
Oh, I mean, we talked about it before. This seems way over.
I had a
okay.
creative...
It was either the
Go ahead.
either 5th or 6th grade. We wrote a book.
Yeah.
But the fucking text of the book is shorter than some of these prompts, and that was 5th or 6th grade.
I wasn't. Yeah.
And that was like a big accomplishment for us.
5th grade was probably
to have written a tiny
when
little
I was
book.
first tasked with writing a story of any substantial length. Was probably 5th grade, and it wasn't into well into high school, probably like junior, senior, where we did. One of the English teachers did also teach creative writing, but another English teacher that had to you had to be recommended into the class off of your writing in English. And that wasn't, I was put into that class, but it was, I mean, that was like, senior year or something like that. They didn't let anybody younger than that get into there. But you also had to have like you also not
Sure.
only had to be, but you also had to have had A's and stuff like in your previous couple years or whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, these third graders are tackling
Narratives.
narratives, character dynamics, conflict. Oh my god, I lost my place. Hold on, where are we at here?
Chapter 29.
Okay, are we at where you fell apart yet?
Yeah, I fell apart before 28, so that was all new
Okay,
to me.
so
Yeah, there's thrilling. I want to see
well,
where it
guess
goes.
what? You're about to go. Are your hands firmly on your chair right now? Because it's about
Do we get
29.
somewhere?
This is when
Okay, good.
this book goes off. Strap in. So
Ah,
Cathy kept
damn
the
it.
covers over her head. That's how it starts. She slept so soundly. She seemed so relaxed. So she's waking up. She slid her foot across the bed. It was empty. Mark was already up. Oh no, London. That's right. He went to London. He must have. Yeah, if his
Mark's
flight
gone.
was out at 6 a.m., he must have let her sleep. Shitty to say. Well, you're going to say it anyways. But the sense of calm was a little more understandable now. Cathy, you bitch. She'd have a couple hours to revel in the fresh solitude. School would intercede soon enough, but those couple hours would be glorious. What was that trickling water? Mark really leave the shower on? Great. Wasn't heavy, though. Maybe the handle didn't make the full turn. That's very unmark. Okay, look, is he a slob or not? He's a guy that he's always like oh well he would never leave the shower. Which is it? So she sleep she it's this is a movie, man. She's sliding the covers off. The sun's hitting her face. She's kind of like opening her eyes. She's stretching. She kind of feels a little bit like she feels good. Everything, but the whole everything. Her bedroom usually doesn't get this much sun in her bedroom. She pulled herself up to see an unfamiliar room around her. A tall window was open and unshuttered. Shutters? Long, thin blue shutters were full open, allowing the daytime full access to her bed. She was not home. Her eyes flew all over the room, compiling a rapid-fire list of abnormalities. Walls were color-washed in apricot. There was no door to the bedroom, only an open, rounded arch. The wood furniture was white and square. She clutched at her chest, scrunching her shirt. She was asleep for sure. Had she over-medicated? She must have knocked herself out, and she was not yet awake. Where was she? The sheets were soft but yellow, blue and busy with tiny patterns. What is going on? She should lay back down and go to sleep. She began to tremble and fight for air. She leapt from bed, and her bare feet hit cool white porcelain tile, and I went, in the bedroom? That's just my only little quibble there.
Yeah.
Head down, panicked and perplexed, she ran into the bathroom. It was all tile. The entire bathroom. Triangular patterns on the wall and shower, deep blues and whites, a little bit of red and yellow. The tiles continued up to the countertops and around the sink. Greek? Arabic? I wrote, what a swing. Greek? Arabic? And I was like,
I was thinking it's Superman colors.
if you know design, that would be still like a wild jump if you were familiar. But if you don't know design, interior design, what would even make you go from Greek to Arabic, or is that just her being like, what? The window. She shoved her feet in her slippers, ran from the bathroom, poked her body out the open bedroom window. She looked down at a narrow street. The buildings, all 2- and 3-story stone structures, were white with blue trim. The men and women walking on the street below all wore flowing gowns. So now she's backing away from the window, and she's like pulling at her hair. She's like, ah! Her eyes closed. She tried to go back to the breath. Her body would not allow it. She bolted across the room to the apartment door. She threw it open and found herself standing atop a long staircase down a dim hallway. So she's going down the stairs, and people's clothes were long and masking. The bottom floors of a few of the surrounding buildings were shops. The writing on them was Arabic-looking scrawl. And I wrote, is Cathy dumb or smart? Either you recognize it as Arabic-like. What does that mean? It either is or it isn't. So basically, she thinks, given all her clues, she's found herself in.
She's in the
yes.
Middle East.
So now we're cutting back to Norma. She's dropped her lunch in the refrigerator in the teacher's room. By the way, that's how short these chapters are. I basically read that chapter. They're always like two to
Yeah,
five,
I
five
read it with
pages
you.
tops, and they're
Yeah.
brutal to get through sometimes. So Cathy's late.
That's a big development,
Yeah,
though.
I was like, oh shit, here we go. Then we're back to Norma. They're like, oh, Cathy's late. And she's like, well, she's going through it. Her dad died, and she seems to be like bubbling up with the sister death from 2 years ago. Then they talk about like that the principal would block a transfer. Like she'd go, and I'm like, transfer? What are we doing here? Transfer?
Well, they feel the principal's
Yeah.
picking on her.
So she pulls her phone out of her purse. So then we cut back to Cathy. She's sitting at a fountain in a small plaza. She's exhausted. She's panicked. She found a stone bench across from the fountain where she just existed. She did not recognize the language that surrounded her, and she could not read signage.
Hey, hang on. There's a
Yeah.
sentence before that. The frightening morning crescendo to an explosion inside her.
Yeah, and then there was peace. Yeah, she's just kind of given up, which she really just gets into later. She wasn't away on a trip. She's submitted to this new reality. What tomorrow? I don't know. Now I'm like, there's a where I'm like, does she know? She starts kind of acting like she knows the rules to this. She doesn't know the rules.
Yeah.
Cathy knew she'd be frantically trying to get she knew she should be trying to get the hell out of there, but that's what others would do, and maybe she would. But at that moment, she was defeated. I was like, classic Cathy. She was in service of something. It had taken a parent, then her sister. If she stood and ran 10,000 miles away, would it matter? So she just kind of hangs out at the fountain. She puts her hand in the fountain. She's rubbing in the water on her neck, her eyes. She's kind of just breathing. She didn't know how long she would be there, and that scared her. Hopefully there was help to come from home. So she's kind of on this prompt now. Then she notices there's a guy, and he's drawing her. He smiled at her. So this guy's going to become a character, I think. Cathy sat across from the friendly face and studied the drawing he spent 20 minutes working on as she stood by the fountain. The waiter placed 2 coffee cups before them, and Cathy looked up and smiled at him. Is nice.
Come on.
Well, the friendly face asked in a thick accent, gesturing to the pad. Very nice. Are you an artist? He shrugged. I don't know that. Cathy used her hands to help diffuse the language barrier. She motioned painting, and then rubbed her fingers together for money. You? He laughed. No, I go to school. Asking him any of the more pressing questions she had on her mind would be ridiculous. For a college student, he spoke surprisingly little English. She sipped a remarkably strong coffee. She winced, and the stranger laughed. Food? He said while pointing at her. That brought to mind some practical questions about food, money, clothing. Yes, she said. She turned to the wall of the cafe and pointed at a selection. 3. She held up 3 fingers, and the man nodded and walked to the service counter. Cathy looked around. The older men on the street dressed formally in those gowns. Women had their heads wrapped. She was obviously in a Middle Eastern country, but which? Did it even matter? She was in exile and would have to make do until Norma could get her back. Until then, she would need to think quickly and order a lot of food.
Hang on, though. Hang on. Why is she so trusting of herself that this prompt will bring her back when every single other one she's tried to influence has ended in disaster?
I don't know. At this point, if she was like, bring me home, it would be like her trapped in a wall. No!
Yeah.
I don't know. But,
hey, if he gets existential with it and we get that, I will be happy.
Look, I've kind of here and there read ahead, and I'm just going, what's happening? what's going on. Just little bits and pieces where I'm like, I don't know where this thing's gonna go, but I feel like, especially given our history, this book is gonna go from like 0 to 100. Like, oh shit, I gotta wrap this shit. Like, this has happened at what? Just about the halfway mark.
It took me 80 pages to get to some kind of action. 100
It's
pages.
148, and she's finally something really crazy has happened outside of like time loss, which I guess is fair, but I don't know. I'm used to like some hefty Stephen King ones where there's like a lot of world building, and then
Yeah.
I don't want. It's not fair to Sean to compare him to Stephen King. Stephen King's a master. Okay, I love that guy, even though. But by the way, Sean's got to be a fan because one of the big problems with Stephen King is that he can't stop himself from writing like, "Who that over there? Come on over here, hey little pig." It's like, stop it, Steve. You should be writing like this.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's going on with that. Oh, do you want to keep going? I mean, I read a little bit ahead. We can knock on another one and go stop at
it's
30.
okay.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
we're good.
You
All
excited?
right. I'll be more.
Now you're like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
now we're in it. But I bet he pulls the brakes one more time. And you're like, what the fuck are we doing now? I bet.
Yeah, if we're back in the classroom again, it can't go back there.
Well, where do we go?
We
Is
need
she
to
going to
be
try
off
to
the hook
control it?
now.
Is she going to try to figure it out? Is this the book of the devil? What's happening here? Is it Sophie? Is it the book?
A question I know. I don't know. The question I was going to ask: who plays Cathy in the movie?
We had said Natasha Lyonne. Is it?
Oh, we
Yeah,
had talked about
because
that. Okay. I mean, now thinking about her more, you know what I mean. We found out more, so I was thinking more. Jennifer Jason Leigh.
oh my god,
She's a good mess, right?
is she too old now though? It's got to be early or somebody that can play
Yeah,
early 30s.
I know. I'm kind of reversing. I was looking during the.
Right, I can't be reached. Uh-oh. Please tell me we're still recording. Why is that a thing? Oh no, what is going on here?
It says uploading to
Yeah,
me.
we'll see here. I'm getting nothing here. I'm scared now. I'm scared.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a list of popular.
Google
She'd be
closed the
okay.
connection. Well, I don't know why.
Okay.
I'm scared.
All right.
All right. What was that? Anything else? No. Okay. Bye.